does not eliminate preparation. Noah trusted God, but he still built the ark. You see, sometimes people wonder, why is there so much preparation? Preparation is important. Nehemiah prayed, but he still made a plan. We must develop in our practical capacity our clear systems that people know what each person should be doing. Strong leadership, financial accountability. Y'all don't like that one because that requires something of us. But he requires financial response, accountability, volunteer training, follow-up procedures, better communication. We have got to get better in what God is doing. Folk will come through the door, but what are you doing to usher and disciple them? Oh, Jesus. What are you doing to prepare them? This ain't just no social gathering. If you want a social gathering, you can go to the club down the street. But this is a place that prepares you to do the work of the Lord. And I need to understand that you know that what you should be doing, how you should be doing it. That's why every lesson that we've been teaching is rooted, ready, and reaching, because there is a work to do. And God is saying, what are you doing to develop this work? Number 3. Prepare to be stretched. Stretch forth thy curtains. I like this part. And spare not. I can imagine if any of you have ever put up a tent, you grab the curtains and you take it and you move it out to the othermost part that you can pull it to, and you prepare it to be placed into the ground. And what he's saying is that you don't allow the tent to just drape. That's laziness. But you stretch forth the tent. Enlarge requires stretching. Stretching is sometimes uncomfortable. I remember my first massage, and they took my leg and they took it over to the side, and she was pushing. And I'm like, girl, you're gonna hurt me. That hurt my back. But let me tell you, here's why I realized what the Lord said is that relax. Because sometimes when God is stretching us, the reason why it hurts so much because we're not giving in to the will of God. We're not giving in to what God has called us to. And God says, if you can relax a little bit, then all of a sudden my leg went a little more further because I was not trying to restrict it. I was not trying to hinder it, but I allowed God to send me forward. If you want God to bless you, you have got to allow God to send you forward. You can't do this by yourself. It's going to feel uncomfortable. You ain't going to feel right. But guess what? When you get in those moments, that's when you trust God even the more. That's when you say, God, I need you now. God, I can't do this by myself. God, this thing hurt. God says, just relax. When you relax, we can move forward. When you relax, you can do what God has called us to do. Stretching is uncomfortable, but it increases your capacity. Let me take this tent and stretch forward to where I can prepare for increase. God may stretch you in your faith. He may stretch you in your patience, in your generosity, in your leadership, in your relationship, in your willingness to change. Sometimes we want enlargement without inconvenience. We want God to increase, but we don't want to be inconvenienced. If you're always inconvenienced, if you're always in control, you are out of control. If you're always comfortable with where you are and what you're doing, then you aren't allowing God to stretch you, to enlarge your territory. God says, how can I prepare you when you won't allow me to enlarge your territory? How can I give you more when there is no room for more? Because you are full of yourself. It's all about pleasing you instead of pleasing God. It's all about how it makes you feel than how it makes God feel. We want growth without pressure. We want more without sacrifice. But you cannot enlarge without being stretched. I love this part. It says, and don't hold back.